long and short of it is, we entered the zone right to the spot where the casualties were. We placed the weak side, which was going to be the hoist side, away from the last known threat. And then from there, we began the hoist, trying to get the two J's in on the ground. We could look outside and see the casualties, at least I could. I know the left side of the helicopter probably would have had a difficult time, but the casualties were right outside my window. And we were hovering at 10 or 15 feet at some points as far as seeing the carnage and exactly the effects of what was going on. Sergeant Hill started hoisting down the team lead and the crow, and after probably about 10 or 15 seconds in the hover there is when we started realizing we were taking rounds. And the first explosion from the RPG happened, I can't remember, it was probably pretty much right when those guys got on the ground. Or
yeah. As soon as those guys touched the ground, the RPG exploded about 20-25 feet away from them. You could feel the concussion from the RPG sitting up there in the hover. The whole time we were getting shot at, the gunner went hot, returned fire on the guys that were shooting at us.
My distinct memory is I remember looking at them in the hover, and I remember looking at their gunner engaging, and I could see a 3-foot flame of discontent coming out of Sergeant Joy's gun. To me, it was a visual, almost, and not to be funny, but to me it looked like I could see Sergeant Joy. He's got a mustache that's nice and thick. All I could see was a mustache and a 3-foot flame coming out of a gun, and it was awesome. So. You think about the risk going in, but once you are committed and once you've decided that, yes, this is what we're going to do, the worrying about this and that stops. You just don't have time to sit there and think about, man, I wonder what the last thing that I'm going to have for dinner is going to be. Or, you don't spend the time on that. You spend the time on trying to make it as an effective mission as possible so that you can go home and the guys on the ground go home.
To me, there's no mission more noble than saving one of your brothers and sisters in arms and removing them from harm's way, or bringing them to the care that they need in order for them to go home, to fight another day, to live another day, whatever it may be.
I think when it all comes down to it, the people we're going out to pick up, fellow Americans, really are what it's all about. And at the end of the day, we will do whatever it takes to bring them home, and that's all that really matters.